The Maui update. As good as it was, the 2 playlists, the 3rd challenges log, the island, the custom mode, that update is over. And this is the last thing there is to do this update, the main stage legacy. First starting with Liberty Walk Rain, which was of course last update's first week of the last month. It was also when we first got the Liberty Walk McLaren this thing, which I guess was the equivalent of getting a single hypercar drop later into the season that they used to do in the Crew 2. Do they do that anymore? I mean, not this update. This update was just a Elite Bundle and Year 2 Pass. That's all we got. What's going on, boys? My name is Sid, and today not only are we going to be going back into one of the most underrated features in the Crew Motorfest, but also looking back a little at this update that is, for all intents and purposes, done with new content. We get a Summit car near the end, but we're only going to get that Summit car next update. But if you want a free way to test drive the McLaren this thing Liberty Walk Edition, you can do that in the Main Stage Legacy. The feature, which brings back 2 events from each Summit during an update, allows you to play them with loan vehicles and some you have to buy to unlock one of the vanities from that main stage. Come on, the Crew. Please give us the rest of the vanities. And the main stage car that came out that update. Oh, and we're very much up against cars that feel like they could be Liberty Walk cars. Oh, let me tell you, if I was in that Nissan GTR right now, I would be dropping the biggest SidWaj Crew lore fun fact. But I'm not, unfortunately. Now, the thing about the main stage legacy is not only is it a way to get main stage cars that have ran before in the game, it brings them back. It's an anti-FOMO measure, right? It's incredibly un-Forza-like. Cars aren't time-locked anymore. In fact, the main stage as a whole is now used to bring back Crew 2 Summit cars. But sure, you want the cars that you missed, right? If you actually missed them. If you didn't miss them, the main stage legacy is basically just a monthly $450,000. I mean, that's an updately over $1 million, nearly $2 million. Because for that vanity item, you get about $150,000, which I'll confirm here today in this video. And for the car, if you already own it, you get $300,000. The main stage legacy, while being one of the features that I still think needs ever so slight adjustment, and I mean ever so slight. There's like a handful of things that I want to change in the main stage legacy. I do still think it's truly one of the features that has grown on me the most. I was not very happy when this first started. Main stage legacy? What legacy? But I think that was just a general sentiment of the whole of the first year of the Crew Motorfest. Okay, and I'm gonna return to that if they have me actually have to drive a car this bad and expect me to come top 3. I shouldn't have even changed it to 5 difficulty. What was I doing? I did this to myself. Thank you. Excuse you. Thank you. This is the Japanese Customs Volume 2, which was a bit meh when it first came out, because what, we're already reusing Summit themes? That's what we're doing already? I will say, though, it's nice. Okay. Nope, I'm rewinding that one. I will say, though, it is nice that these become official events in the game. The Summit in the Crew 2 truly was something that just came and went. Having every Summit immortalized to some degree is nice, especially knowing that there's an offline patch coming at some point in this game's lifetime. Oh, I'm a shortcutting beast! Except that really slowed me down. Never mind. Thank you, Gojo? How Lightning McQueen in Cars 2 during the Japan race of you.
Whoa! McQueen suddenly moves to the outside.
That was a bounty, but if you don't open up the inside like that.
Whoa! Who's got that? That sounds lovely. Oh, is that the Gold Edition? The Gold Edition has that different of an engine sound? Damn. Okay, I much prefer the vibe of the cars in this event than I did in the last one. Damn. And this event's gonna be the one that unlocks us that vanity item, so we'll figure out just how much you make if you already own the vanity, which should incentivize you to go for that vanity item in the main stage so that you get not only that vanity, but an extra just boost in bucks when it comes to the main stage legacy. And my final note on the main stage legacy is that it's nice that it's definitely new player focused, because when a new player joins this game, essentially they have every month's worth of extra playlists, because they've never done these events before. For them, I don't know, if you're a new player who's just starting out, you probably don't even recognize the roots of these events yet. Whereas more established players will probably play this and be like, oh, it's the one from Donut Media. Oh, this is the one from Porsche? Or was it... What the hell was that? I guess I was wrong on Porsche. I was gonna say it's the one from Scenic Tour in the Civic, but okay. And my only real gripes are just go heavier on the theme. It's keep rewards, please, more rewards, but instead of having these yellow and white barriers, make them the color scheme of that week. But that's a general criticism that I have of all of this. So I don't know. What a great feature. I was expecting, like, anything? I didn't really check how much money I had before collecting. I mean, I'll put it on screen if I can find that information somehow, but I got nothing for already having the bobblehead? Was that a bug? What? Ivory Tower. Ivory Tower. Come on. Okay, I guess it's... Ignore the whole 150,000 for the vanity. I guess it's just 300,000 for the car itself. Now, despite the fact that they do not even really bother marketing the Mainstage Legacy ever for some reason, it definitely is the notable mark in the end of the Maui update. It marks 3 weeks away, in fact, coming up on 2 weeks away from a brand new map change, a brand new season, a brand new roster of cars and months and them telling us everything way too early, but that's neither here nor there. And this update, I don't know if it's just me, but it really flew by. Like, it feels crazy to even say something like, it's ending now. Oh, what a view. Holy, hang on a minute. What a view. Oh, and you can see Maui over there. Huh. Actually, you know, that's a little tangent, but I love that fact that, like, in races that have been in the game forever, you can see Maui in the distance. It's truly like the crew's trying to gaslight us. Like, it's no, Maui was always there. You just didn't notice it. But I think it truly was thanks to just how much the update offered. The 2 playlists, the challenges log that they added later was such an appreciated extra piece to add at the end, the challenges log. I mean, what a way to add even more goodwill, you know? After a full map expansion and whatnot, to just chuck in an extra thing. We also had the custom mode, which some people definitely considered cheap, just because it was essentially content for the sake of content, but I think the custom mode was a great retooling of something that was already in game. It was a feature that was half-baked, not very useful at all, other than money grinding, now given like an active purpose, as well as being another anti-FOMO feature with the Prestige Ticket Store. The Crew 2 thrive on always just having something that you could do. And this game finally feels like it's getting to that point. Again, the custom mode, some people do snare at it and go, well, it's not much, is it? And you know, maybe they're right. But at the end of the day, the Crew has been about one thing: big map and grinding. And we finally have grinding back. And big map, actually. I'd say the Maui update was definitely re-established them as the big map game. You know what? The Japanese Toge Week events, these two, they've been more enjoyable than I thought they would. The drift cars in this game, in a weird way, they're way nicer built for drift. How do I even put this? Drift cars in this game handle like regular cars in Need for Speed. Like, they're not Crew 2 cars built for drifting, if that makes any sense. They truly feel like drift cars built for drifting while racing. Like that. Like, that was a clean turn. But it's time to get spooky. My favorite Mainstage Legacy gimmick. There was a holiday that fell randomly around the time of this month, so you now have to do theme whiplash. I hope the music in this event actually makes it better, but this is actually, I can't lie, this is actually really cool. Wait, I was gonna continue my conversation about the update, but no, I'm stuck on the Mainstage Legacy. This is so cool. A lone event in the alien van and they gave the spooky green atmosphere and a pretty good event to pick as well for this being a rally raid vehicle. I hope there's not a time limit, but hang on a minute, this is actually like a really fun choice. See, and now this is permanently an event in the game. Like, I love that. Ooh, spooky. The month isn't very Japanese custom themed anymore, but at least this event on its own is fun. I cannot lie, I am thoroughly enjoying this. Wait, they did put a time limit? Oh. Well, let's try that again. I refuse to believe that this event is completable on 5 difficulty. I'm calling out. Someone try and complete that on 5 difficulty, because I actually think it's physically impossible. You know what? It's got me looking forward to when the Christmas event comes back and we get the Christmas present stuff all over the events. And finally, Nissan selection, which I will say, they deserve their place in the Japanese custom themed month. Nissan have truly the best Summit and Edition cars in the Crew Motorfest. This thing included, right? Although this thing may be one of my least favorite, is still so much better than most of any other brand in this game. You've got the Kaido Edition, you've got the Black Panther car. That one still stuns me, because the crew would have had to have gone to Nissan and been like, hey, you know this YouTuber? He just happens to own one of your cars, 2 of your cars. Could we, like, make a car with his name on it official in our game? Like, and Nissan went, yeah, sure, pal. It starts to slack a little bit when you get to stuff like the 350 Ultimate Edition. And that trend technically does not continue with this thing. Of course, every Mainstage Legacy also lets you test drive the Summit car, so before you want to spend a bajillion prestige tickets on it, you can try it out. But this thing is not a Nissan. It's a KRC Japan. In fact, in the game, it's branded as a KRC Japan vehicle, which is interesting because what that basically means is that Nissan were like, this is different enough that just let them say it's their own car. Like how you heard stories a while ago that Ferrari had disowned the Liberty Walk F40. That just means that now Liberty Walk is legally allowed to license it themselves, and Ferrari don't get a say in it. That was good news. It wasn't a boohoo Ferrari news. That's kind of what happened here, except that Nissan are also still cool with it because they put it in the Nissan selection week. And it's definitely a nice car. I think of all the cars we could have gotten, this update, which brought all these customizers and stuff, I'm glad we got it. Unfortunately, it was the car doomed to be one of the ones that we knew about 5 months before we got it, just like the Rimac Navera. So that really does suck all the hype out of it, unfortunately. So then, this Nissan selection week ends the Japanese custom month, for which you receive a 300,000 bucks. See, I told you. But if you don't own the vehicle, you receive the Mazda RX3 Raygio Edition. Oh! Ow! Nope. I'm taking... Nope. No, not happening. Nope. Vanity's engine sounds not happening for a second. No chance. Okay, let's absolutely get rid of that. We'll go Turbo JD. Sure, I don't care. I just need it off. And all right, okay. Just for you guys who watch this long, here's a SidWaj Crew Lore fun fact. I need a better name for that, I think. This car is one of the least rare exclusive cars in the Crew franchise. This thing was a Summit car, but it's only one of 2 Summit cars to have released in bronze. Now, it's the less exciting of the 2. The other ones, there was a bronze Summit car, had a much cooler story. But this thing was just, Motorfest was coming out. They wanted to give the audience something cool, so they gave us this thing as a bronze reward in the Crew 2 Summit. Bronze, meaning anyone who did the Summit that week, you could have gotten 0 points in one event, and you would have received this car right here. And you know what? You want to know a better SidWaj Crew Lore fun fact about this? My mate Josh, despite this being the least rare Summit car ever, he didn't have it, and I found that really funny, because he missed it, just didn't play that week. But it absolutely is one of the best. So if you don't own it, go get it. And now it's time to get ready for the Red Bull update, which likely will start marketing this next week. That's gonna be about it from me. Thank you to Icon members HK, and I know I haven't been thanking the members enough recently. I will get back to that in a bit.